One of the things I love about Showit is that you don't really need to use code and you can just do everything in their builder, but sometimes you want to get a little specific and you do need to implement a little bit of code. So in this video, I'm going to go into how do we change heading sizes in Showit, and it does involve a little bit of code, but it's pretty easy. So let me flip the screen and show you how it's done. Okay, so let's say I want to change my H2, which is this one, to be a different sized font. What you have to do first is inspect it. So I double click on my Mac, I go inspect. It's going to have a whole bunch of code that feels overwhelming, but try not to get too overwhelmed. Okay, so then we just need to find this part right here, which is this line height. There we go, font size 35. So this is the bracket we're changing. First, I like to just kind of test it. So let's try like 45. Oh, that looks great. Okay, so then you're going to highlight just from whatever you change. So I made that change up until .d. And then you're going to go into your Showit website and you're going to go into the blog post. And this is for single posts. So I'm going under blog template, blog, single post. SEO settings is over, or not SEO, I'm sorry. Advanced settings right here. And then we're going to work with this, the custom CSS. So what I would do, I've already changed it, so I would actually have to delete it. But let's pretend I don't have all of this stuff right here. You would just go enter. You would enter that .d. We need the dot. And then it has all that. It's talking about H2. Again, it's going to be frustrated because I've already done this. But you have the font size and then just exactly what you copied. And then you just need to end with a bracket. So enter bracket. So then, again, I don't want to have that. So I'm going to delete that because I already have it right here. But that is how you change the font size. If you are wanting to change the font size in maybe your H3, you can do the same type of thing. So if you go inspect, and we're inspecting this right down here, maybe you have black and you want to add a color to one of your heading fonts. What you're going to do is you're going to change this section right here to be the RGB, which if you have a hex code, just type into Google like hex to RGB and get those numbers, and that's what you're going to add in. So again, I've already done this right up here. So it automatically pulls an RGB and you're just going to change it with the color that you want. So mine was pulling black or whatever. I changed it to be orange. So same process. And, I did change the font size for this. So I copied from that all the way up to the D. Okay, what if you want to change the font? So I have a very cursive-y heading that I don't want to use on blog posts. So that was this one right here. It was really cursive-y and not great. So what you would do is, again, you would go to the heading that you don't want. You would inspect it. And then, so eventually it said, I'm trying to remember the name of this font. Glossy is what it was. I might not be able to pull it, which, I don't really want to pull it, but I'm trying to just show you what it looked like. So what you would just be doing here, so that's what it looked like prior. And what I would do is I would say, okay, nope, I don't want to use glossy anymore. I would change it to a font that I have embedded in my Showit website. So Tenez Light is what I use. That's what I have as my H2, and I already have it in my, uploaded in my Showit website. So you type that in, and then I could change the size a little bit. I could change the color if I wanted. I'm okay with that color, but I do think the size is a little big. So again, I already had plugged this in. So for this, instead of just copying and pasting from the font size and going up to the D, you need to make sure you copy all of that going up to the .d. So let's come into here. This is it right here. So I had Tennis Light. Wasn't showing because I think I put a dash in between. There we go. Let's try 75 is just really big. 55, I just want to make sure it's significant enough different from that one, which I think it's probably fine. Maybe I'll do 60. So then I'll pull it into here. Just change that to 60. Centered is good. So really that's where you can change all of that alignment. And then just make sure you click save. And it should be good to go. Let me know if you guys have any other questions about making updates in your Showit website, and I would like to create a tutorial for you. Part of the reason this little tip is so important is because a lot of people choose a heading based on the design, and you really don't want to do that. You want to use a heading one time on every page, a heading 2, maybe 2 to 4 times in your blog post, depending on the length, and then heading 3s after that. So if you guys want to learn more about my SEO process to getting myself on page 1 of Google for multiple keyword phrases, as well as my clients, I will link the free training below. It's a 3-day training that teaches you how I do keyword research and implement it on my website.